Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning. I will tell you, you mentioned our special election. It's very special to me. I don't know whether it was special to anyone else or not, but as I walk around the Capitol and I walk around Washington, D.C., I can't tell if people are pointing to me because they think, wow, there's an Alabama Democrat, or they're thinking unicorns really do exist. One of the two. I appreciate the opportunity to be here for just a moment today to welcome you to Washington. I'm still getting used to this fast-paced city up here. I've been asked, are you getting used to it? And I'll keep telling them no. What's different? Schedule is just really crazy. Everything that's going on, but you know, not many U.S. senators get sworn in and immediately there's votes to shut down the government. So it's been a hell of a learning curve for me in the last couple of months, but it has been fun. And I will tell you that I believe that what we're seeing is a lot of bipartisan efforts now. I really believe the election in Alabama sent a message to a lot of people across the country and in the halls of Congress that people want to see things happening, that they're tired of divisions. We're still going to see a lot of political divisions, obviously, but I think if you look carefully at what's been happening in Washington over the last 6 weeks and 2 months, you will see that there are more and more people that are having those kind of dialogues rather than monologues that I talked about during the campaign. I appreciate the opportunity to be here with credit unions. Credit unions have served as a backbone of rural and urban localities, really, states for generations. My family's had a long history with credit unions, mainly the old Iron and Steel Workers Credit Union in Fairfield, Alabama, and Inslee. I grew up in Fairfield, which was a large U.S. steelmaking facility at the time. It was founded in 1936 in Inslee, now is America's first credit union. My father and grandfather were employees of U.S. Steel. I worked there one summer, and they were all, the credit union was the backbone of the finances in the Jones household. That is where all our mortgages, all our car loans, through open credit. I can remember we were talking around back about the open credit issues that you guys have, how my dad used to trade cars all the time. And so it was really easy for him to go to the credit union to get a car loan so that he could just swap the titles back and forth. Those days are changing, but we're going to start and taking a look at how we can help credit unions across the country. My parents depended on America's first, the old Iron and Steel Credit Union, as did so many other families in my neighborhood and around the state of Alabama. In that way, the credit unions have contributed to growth and development of strong communities for both my home state of Alabama and across the country. Alabama alone, I think, has over 2 million people that belong to credit unions. That's roughly half the state of Alabama at 114 different credit unions, providing $190 million in direct financial benefits. Coming from a middle-class family that depended on our local branch, I believe, as a new U.S. Senator, that it's crucial that Alabamans in rural communities alike continue to have access to credit. I am now a United States Senator, and I feel a special responsibility to help empower your members, not just your credit union, but your members, to grow and create opportunities for you and for them. That's why, as I'm proud to say that I am now a member of the Banking Committee. It was one of the top committees that I requested, and one of my first actions as a senator was to sign on to Senator Crapo's bill, S-2155, the financial regulatory reform. I'm hopeful that we could be, and I know you're up here for this final push, that we're going to be voting on that on the floor of the Senate within the next 2 weeks. Certainly after the economic collapse in 2008, a lot of changes came up. Congress jumped in. Dodd-Frank, I think, took a lot of important steps to ensure we do not repeat mistakes of the past. Unfortunately, a lot of new rules in the heat of battle, in the heat of passion, get turned a little bit too tight. And so now all of these things, in my view, now just to give you a philosophy about what I bring to the Senate, I think a lot of the regulations, I think a lot of Affordable Care Act, all of those issues that we see that have long-term consequences are always a work in progress. We need to make sure that we see what's working and what's not working. We need to make sure that we're not overburdening credit unions, banks, other industry out there with the regulations that are designed as protections, but they can be over-regulations. So hopefully we're taking a pretty significant step with reducing the regulatory burden since Dodd-Frank became law with the regulatory reform bill that I hope will pass. And I'm hopeful and confident that once the Senate can pass that bill, the House of Representatives will do the same. That will allow you, the credit members, unions in this country, to go back to do what you do best, providing stability and upward mobility for individuals and families. Later today, I'm going to be meeting with some of my Alabama constituents. I need to learn more. We were talking backstage. 10 months ago, I'm just a lawyer in Birmingham, trying to eke out a living. Today, I'm trying to learn as much as I can about so many different things, including your business and your credit union. I have put together a staff, I think, that is a group of rock stars. They have experience, they have knowledge, they have the ability to help me learn. But it is going to be dependent on you. I want to make sure that not just if you're in Alabama, but wherever you might be, you've got a friend in the United States Senator in Alabama. The door is always going to be open. Don't wait on us to reach out to you when we see something come across the desk that may involve a credit union. Call us. Let us know if you got things on your mind. Let us know what we can do to help. Teach us what we need to know. Let us play the devil's advocate with you, because after all, I do sit on a committee right down the road from Elizabeth Warren, so I understand that I have two sides that I've got to juggle there. But I think if we can talk together, I have made a point in my campaign and in my time as United States Senate that I want to open the door to everybody to make sure that we can have discussions. I understand the importance of what my committee does for your organizations. And as long as we can have the dialogues and work together, I think we can make the credit unions of America stronger, better, because at the end of the day, I am there to protect you and your members. It's your members who I care about. It's your members who you care about. So together, let's work together. Please come by and see us. Drop by anytime. I look forward to working with the folks from Alabama and the National Association to make your credit unions as strong as possible. Thank you all for having me a few minutes this morning. Have fun when you storm the Hill this afternoon. Thank you.